Happy Monday. What a weekend. Playoff basketball in full swing. Yeah, the series now tied at 3-1 after the Lakers lose 115-96. Let's hear from LeBron James before we get to Kendrick Perkins and Stephen A. After scoring 10 points on 2 made field goals and 8 turnovers. Watch.
Obviously, we know coming into the series, we have to protect the ball versus them, not have too many pick sixes, which we did all night. And I mean, it started with me, obviously. My turnover was unacceptable, but we do a better job with that on Wednesday. We understand that offensive rebounds for them and pick sixes is not going to be good for our ball club.
Pick sixes in basketball, never a good thing. Let's hear from Stephen A. Good morning, Stephen A. What's your view of LeBron and the Lakers after
Hold on. First of all, good morning to you, Shay. It's good to see you. My big brother, Big Perk, good morning. On this show, we don't hear from LeBron James before we hear from Stephen A. Just for future reference. On this show, you understand what I'm saying? He comes second. On this show, Big Perk, he comes second, okay? You hear from us first. So good morning. That's how we should have started off everything. It ain't your fault, Shay. It ain't your fault. But to the producers there for future reference, no. He's second. You understand what I'm saying? He's second, not first. This is first take. Now, having said all of that, let me say this. LeBron James, everything about it is an aberration. I'm not concerned at all about what we saw from him in Game 4. LeBron James was phenomenal the first 3 games of this series. It was a bad game. My view of him after the Game 4 loss is that, it was fatigue. 41 years of age, 23rd season, being out there on the basketball court, no Luka, no Austin Reeves, and Houston was desperate. They were on the brink of elimination, down 3-0. They had to do what they had to do to survive. All hands were on deck, and they got all up in him, and it was defending them and what have you. He was averaging about 19 shots, only took about 9 shots last night, 10 points, 9 assists. You understand, only made 2 field goals. We know that's not LeBron James. That was a complete aberration. To me, Wednesday night, you'll see a level of normalcy towards LeBron James because it'll be 2 additional days of rest. He will be much, much more ready Wednesday than he was yesterday. And I don't make much of what happened in Game 4 to LeBron James at all.
Go ahead, Perk.
No, S.A., I'm with you. This was more and all about the Rockets. Because, Shay, I live down here in H-Town in Houston. And the fan base and the media has been on the Rockets' asses like back pockets. You knew it was coming, S.A. But, damn it, this was about the Rockets, and this was about the name on the front of the jerseys and the names on the back of the jerseys. Because no NBA player, no NBA organization wants to get swept. And what we saw last night, when we saw the Rockets get back to their identity, right? Starting on the defensive end, the perimeter play from Amen Thompson and Tari Eason, those guys locking in, taking Marcus Smart and Luke Kennard out of the game, right? Basically holding both of those guys to under 10 points apiece. And we saw them get out in transition. And then offensively, we saw the Rockets finally make shots, which has been their Achilles heel all season long and in this series, starting with Reed Shepherd. They shot 40% from the 3. So, yes, LeBron, he did look old last night. Rightfully so. He's 41 years of age. But past that, this was more about the Rockets and less about the Lakers.
Well, listen, and that's the whole thing. And listen, the fact of the matter is Houston should be all over the Rockets like back pockets. They've been atrocious. There's no excuse for them to be down 3-0 in this series. With or without KD, without Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves, you don't go down 3-0 to a Lakers team led by a 41-year-old in his 23rd season with a bunch of supplementary parts we barely talk about, when Luka and Austin Reeves are around. Luke Kennard deserves all the credit in the world for his performance in Game 1. We know he's a sniper. We know he's a big-time shooter. He's been around the league for a lot of years. He deserves credibility. I love me some Marcus Smart. The brother can play. I know what he did for Boston. I was always sad, Big Perk, that Boston won the title without him. If there was a Boston Celtics, if there was ever a Boston Celtic that deserved to be a champion. You know, when they went on their run, it was a Marcus Smart because of the years and what he meant to the franchise. I've always felt that way. I've always had a lot of affection for Marcus Smart, who did whatever it took. You know what? He was a smaller, better offensive version of Tony Allen, who I was just hanging out with him and Zebo the other day, by the way, your boys. I was just hanging out with them the other day. The point is, on their podcast. But I'm just saying that, but Marcus Smart was that kind, that kind of rough rider that gave you all he had. And I view him as somebody who deserves to be a champion. So I'm not trying to throw any shade on anybody on the Los Angeles Lakers, but their role players at this particular point in time, led by a 41-year-old. How are you, the Houston Rockets, led by Ime Udoka, playing with Jabari Smith, Alperen Şengün, Amen Thompson and those brothers, and you down 3-0 to the Los Angeles Lakers, sans Luka and AR? That is disgraceful. And you had every right to call them out. The city of Houston had every right to call them out. And as far as I'm concerned, if they lose Wednesday night, they should still be called out. And even though KD is hurt, we all find ourselves looking at KD like, damn, you don't have anything. You can't get on that basketball court he must really, really be hurt, because this is KD we talking about here, who looks for an excuse to play basketball, who wants you to. I don't know whether the stories were true or not, Big Perk, you would know. But if there was a nightclub to go to, he'd roll up in there with a basketball and a sweatsuit. This is how much this brother loves basketball. So when KD is sitting out and not playing, that is shocking that he is not available for a couple of playoff games in the first round. That's really, really shocking. But in the end, Houston is talented enough, Shay. There's no excuse for them to be down, to ever have been down 3-0 in this series without Luka and AR on the court. There is no excuse for that, and they deserve to be crucified for it.
That's right. So does it change the perception of the Lakers and LeBron? Probably not, because I think everyone thinks they're going to close it out in the next game. That would also help them out with a little bit of health going forward. Let's stay in the West, and we go to San
Anthony Edwards. This is brutal. He's going to be out for weeks now. So if I said Denver is going to come back and win the series from down 3-1 because Ant isn't there, do you believe it or not?
I can believe that.
You think Denver comes back and wins? Yeah. Tell me why.
I think they can. I think they can come back and win. I say that because there are times that Minnesota does have disarray. There are times that I don't understand them and they don't look like that good playoff team. But then Anthony Edwards goes out here and just fixes things offensively. Without him and Dante DiVincenzo, I think that the Nuggets have a chance, just knowing their championship pedigree.
I mean, the team was looking so good until lose both those guys.
Yeah, they can win this with their defense still, and Jamal Murray and Jokic especially is really struggling.
I know, but that's just brutal. I mean, to see Edwards go down and DiVincenzo.
Who can win with their defense still?
What did you say? I'm sorry.
Minnesota.
Minnesota. They can win with their defense.
Okay.
We'll see if they can.